Hi, my name is Yariv Adan and I'm a product manager in the Google Zurich office. I've been working at Google for the last 12 years, all of them as a product manager, recently on the Google Assistant. 5 years ago, I had a motorcycle accident. I had a nerve injury that resulted in a paralyzed arm and hand on the right side. And more impactfully, I've been suffering from chronic pain 24/7 ever since. Well, it affects me because the pain is always there. I feel it constantly. It bothers me to some extent. I definitely don't sleep well. There are nights that I don't sleep at all, but I choose not to let it affect me in the sense that I choose not to let it to accumulate into negativity or frustration. And I choose actually to remind me about perspective of life and that other hardships can be also managed, and to learn to focus on the future, on positivity, rather than to dwell into the hardness and pain and frustration in the present. So I think that overall, actually, I'm a more optimistic and positive and energetic person since the accident. So usually people in my condition take medication. Unfortunately, these have strong side effects on memory, ability to focus, confusion, tiredness, especially in the evening, which, as we know, is critical time as you work with Mountain View. So after a bad experience in the first 2 years, I stopped taking medication completely. So today I'm dealing with chronic pain without any medication, and I think a lot of it is actually being mentally and emotionally strong. And I am actually finding that a very good challenge and a very interesting challenge in life in general. How do my colleagues take it? My colleagues actually always say that they're like, when they hear my story or they know that I'm in pain or that I remind them that I can use only one hand, they're surprised. It's not something they see, it's not something they feel. To them, I'm like very normal. I'm actually very grateful about the accident disability. It opened to me to a whole new world of disability. I kind of started the startup and I started a team working on health at Google. I find myself to be more listening, more sensitive, more planning and thoughtful on how I do stuff. I'm more aware of other people's disabilities. So yeah, overall, I think I became a better person. I think that the disability is yet another characteristic of a person. I don't think it defines me or anyone else. And I think like other characteristics, it builds who you are. And I think if you get the right approach and attitude, you actually have the opportunity to grow and develop abilities and skills that other enabled people don't get the opportunity to really work on them. So yeah, I don't regret, and I'm grateful to be part actually of this amazing community. I often look at other people with disabilities. I'm like, wow, it's like so amazing what people are capable of doing, and I think like we're not getting enough recognition for achieving the same thing as others. That for them it happens, without any effort. And here you really sometimes need to make an effort to just to get to the baseline. So yeah, very, very proud to be part of this community. I personally try to be open and share and talk and present about my condition. I think it's extremely important that we make this a topic that we're not shy of. There's nothing to be ashamed of. I think that on the spectrum between Google being this amazing company that recognizes your disability and tries to help you to be successful despite whatever limitations you have, and actually, celebrates the extra effort you need to do, versus the other end of the spectrum that ignorance and putting things in your way. I think we're like, unfortunately, more on the latter. I think most of the managers are not trained enough to understand what does it mean to be with a disability, how to help a person with a disability, what are some of the sensitivities. I don't think we really figured out the whole notion of perf for people with disabilities, promotion and career path, roles that are optimized for people with disabilities. I think no one really makes any effort when it comes to meetings or expected outputs or so forth. And most of the time, the toll is on the people with the disability to somehow manage. And sometimes they actually pay a price in promotion, career, and perks. So I think like actually making this a topic and an important topic of inclusion and diversity, because I feel actually at the moment it's kind of a second-class citizen compared to gender and ethnicity. So I think it's super important to talk about it. There is nothing wrong with it. There is nothing to be ashamed of it. People with disabilities are achieving amazing things, and the company should recognize that and then help them achieve even more. So, low disability.